My name is Adam Rawlins. I'm currently the plant manager for our facility in Mooresville, Indiana. I've been with the company 9.5 years. You know, when we talk about life transformation, it's part of our vision with PacMoore. I'm reminded of how often that changes. You know, you have a vision and you look forward, and originally when we adopted this vision and in the early days, I think I witnessed in my mind the expectation of having someone float into my office and say, my life is completely transformed. I want to thank you, PacMoore. I want to thank you for the opportunity. I'm probably more emotional in the first conversations where that starts to plant a seed. And so the real value in life transformation is what we've started adopting in this plant is the on-ramp. Our goal is to find an employee, and it doesn't matter what level they come in at. They could come in as a direct labor employee, they could come in at the supervisory or the management level, and just to see the spark of trust that starts to develop. It may be a forklift driver that has a life where he's been given up on. Home has given up on him, and quite frankly, he's given up on himself and is lost, is just directionally lost, and that turns into a toxic language and a toxic existence on the floor, and inevitably the word comes back to my plate, and I'll go out on the floor and we'll just have a heart-to-heart. You know, where are you from? What's your story? Do you have kids? Do you have a wife? Do you have a dad? And that story, when it turns into this look, and it's usually right after that, do you have a dad question in many cases, or some variation of that. I just usually go where the Spirit leads me to go in the questioning process, but there's often a blank look, and it's a look that's looking at me, and the choice is in that moment. Do I trust this guy or don't I trust this guy? And if it's not me, it's another manager, it's one of the executives, it's one of the chaplains who pose that moment in the on-ramp where trust is established. And when they say, I'm going to trust him, it usually turns pretty emotional. And we start to build this relationship, and we start to build this foundation that over time I keep visiting with the employee and just say, how did you do today? And it's really fun to watch the transparency when he says, I screwed it up yesterday. I really blew it. I kind of lost my temper. And then my next question is usually, well, how did the person respond when you went back to own that? And the look happens again. It's a moment of accountability. I didn't go talk to them yet. And they feel the trust again to say, I didn't do that, but I know I'm supposed to. I'll take care of that today. Those are encouraging moments. Those are the moments of victory. Those are life transformation happening in progress. And so I've moved from waiting for the finish line to, you know, really enjoying the early day process of life transformation. Several stories have come up where individuals in that moment of trust have made a decision to say, I'm going to trust. I'm going to walk through the door of hope. I'm going to walk through the door that says, I do have to have faith that this guy is not scamming me, that he's not just giving me some speech he's used 1,000 times. It feels personal. I hope it is. And I'm going to trust him. And when they walk through that door and we start to see those incremental changes, you know, those are pretty incredible moments for me. I also enjoy the moments when I'm looking at an employee and he's doing a great job, she's doing a great job, and I'm out to compliment them, and they're on they're 3 weeks in, and it's a barnstorm of phenomenal work ethic. And there have been times I've caught the employee to say, hey, you're doing a fantastic job. It's going to mean the most to me when you do fall and how you handle that. And they usually look at me with this really puzzled look, like, what are you talking about that for? Because that is historically one of the fastest ways a good employee makes an exit, is when they do it wrong or they have a hiccup, and that accountability is so powerful to them they can't handle it, or they haven't received it in the past. So strategy we use here at PacMoore is making sure they're prepared for that an expectation of accountability is it will come. You're going to mess up. You're going to do something that is outside of the expectation we serve, but we're going to be honest with you when we encounter that, and how your character handles that will be a benchmark of your success here.